почекай.
The war was not quite over, you said.
Well,
Yeah.
war was another.
And then we already free, and I said I'm gonna go and see, because we left some clothes there when they took us from that place, you know, when German took us. And I said I'm gonna go back and collect. And Nina said, let's go, Dusha, and collect what we left there. We don't have very much, but few dresses and things like that. And we went there, and that foreman, the whole boss, he was really bad to us. He has 7 kids, and he used to beat us because we always like Ninka and Dushka. We don't like Nina and Dushka.
He blamed them for
We
everything.
don't work there. We just live there, and we kind of bossing around. They used to bring us sauerkraut with the worms, live worms, and he told us to eat. And I said, or sometimes our factory bomb. No light, now we stay home, we try to do some kind of washing clothes. She's come to her house, Zauberma, clean the house. She was really bad. She used to lock us with that big key. She locked us and go to the bunker, to the hiding when bomb, and we sit in that room. We can't even go because on the window we have wires,
when there was a
and door was locked. And his bombs falling, we sitting all 12 kids, girls in that place, you know, she was really bad. But after that, and that foreman, he see us, Nina, he was surprised to see us. You know, he thought German took everybody.
They figured that they were marched off.
And when she see us, Victor, що ти робиш?
Нічого.
When they see us, you know, they open, and that foreman come to me, said, Dusha, I was good, we are good, I have to do that because I have to slap you and things like that, because she told us. I said, don't worry, I'm not gonna tell you, you have 7 kids, I said. And I used to say to that woman, you know, foreman lady, you know, her son come in uniform, German uniform with a gun and bring the food for us. We are kids, 14 years old kids. And he
that
come
was
with
during
the gun.
during the war
During
time.
the war time. And he used to come to us, and one time we sleep with Nina because it was so cold. We have one blanket, and we sleep together. And she, you know, she come and threw us from that, and then she went to our boss where we work and tell him, he said, Dushka and Ninka, it's no good. They were sleeping together and all that. They're gonna get sick, whatever. So one time
they figured that she figured they were lesbians.
We don't know that word now. I find out that in Canada. And we working one time. We working in shoe fabric. And we working with shoes, Nina and me together. She was a heavy lady, and she went to see our foreman. Our foreman was very good. And then she told him something. She went back, and he come, boss. He liked us. He laughing. Dushka, Ninka. I said, what she told you? She told me.
She complained.
You bad girls. I said, what bad? How bad? You sleep together, and you're gonna get sick. I said, what she's talking about? She don't get sick when she sleep with her husband. Because I didn't know what she was talking. I said, we were sleeping because we were cold. And he said, I know she's crazy and all like that. She was really bad. And after that, when everything we went then, and when they see us, they were terrifying, you know. But, you know, I said, I'm not gonna tell that soldier nothing about you. I said, let if somebody be higher of us, let's judge you and you, because you have 7 kids, that's okay. You know, it's a good thing, it's everything.
But at that time, you see, excuse me, at that time when sort of front came through, there was somebody, you know, an American soldier or somebody shoot somebody. It was nothing. That was nobody investigated or nothing.
No, nobody investigated. And I just say, but remember, then, but everything is over. We already then we go to his town. Igor, Nina, and me. Walter came. That's right. Walter came. I was walking on the street, and you know, just what happened. See who's here, who's, and here's Walter
Yeah.
come with the bicycle. He said, "Are you alive?" I said, "Yes, I am alive." Igor and Nina was still in that bower, but everything, he doesn't want to work anymore. It's you know.
He was
So
just
they
lived
decided
there.
to go to his place. We all four of us
And his
went
place was,
On 5 Dodendorf.
Dodendorf.
okay, but that was not where Igor's farm. That was not.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
Igor farm, Igor working across the street where we were living.
That's
Okay.
on, on the outskirts
But
of
I thought that he
Magdeburg.
was at the farmer though.
Yeah, but it's a kind of a acreage, you
It's
know.
a kind of acreage.
On the
It's not
outskirts,
like here.
on the
You were
outskirts.
like 5 miles out of.
Yeah, no, he was on the outskirts of Magdeburg city, you know, and that was their factory, and the factory there where they lived. That was the same thing on the outskirts of the city, and that farmer had probably a few acres of land, and he was growing vegetable and stuff like that.
That's the one who was taking care of my father when he was escaped.
Yeah, well, yeah, father found a job with him, you know, so.
Yeah, he
And
found it.
because you know at that time they need little help there, so that
Yeah,
was
that farmer.
and that farmer didn't really care because he needed.
And they were so good. German was so good to us after they see what gonna happen when American come, you know, because we can tell the American that time can do anything to you know.
If somebody complains, say that
Yeah.
this German guy, he's a SS, you know,
Yeah.
he tried to beat me up.
Yeah.
And there was no really. The guy wanted to pull a gun and shoot the guy
I
on the
went to my
spot.
factory where
Nothing
I
would
work, shoe
happen.
fabric, and our boss and there's a people working there, and one or two girls said, "Oh, tell the American we are good to you. We didn't." I said, "What? Whoa, because they're gonna punish us and all that." They tried to really.
They were scared, you
Still
know.
were scared, like you know, they did really bad to us, and suddenly here's American come and all that. And American come and he bring chocolate before I see him, bring chocolate and all that. And I was walking on the street, he give me so much chocolate. And I said, boy, oh boy, that is, you know, then Walter comes and said, let's go, and Nina, let's go, we have to live in that, and we live
I
all
said,
four.
well, that time I still live in the same spot, in the same area where Igor was hiding when he
А що я
escaped.
хочу сказати, аби я не забула. When they were live already, war is kind of over, they go, Igor already go back to that village where he was before.
Where he was
Walter,
hiding.
And there's that boss there still, he have a big house, he have 7 kids do that Walter boss. And he was always come with a gun and all that. Well, one day, they decide, Igor and Walter,
No.
go and beat up that bus. He said, we gonna go together, have a really beat him up. And in that bus, he's kind of a tiny, small guy, and have a 7 kids. But he's really mean, fascist, you know, when they told him when American come and he have a Hitler portrait in the house, American said, take out that portrait. He said, no. They said, take out that portrait. He said, no. They took out that portrait and beat that portrait on that bus till he unconscious. They take him and put him in the bed and left him. He was really mean. But after that, Igor and Walter decided they're gonna go and beat him up.
Repeat the procedure. Because he was, you know, he was.
They were talking together. And Nina sitting. I said, Nina, did you hear what they planning to do? Nina, yeah, they wanna go and beat the shit. I said, don't you dare. He have 7 kids. Walter said, yeah, but he was, you know, he beat me up when I did that, and he was there. I said, never mind, just leave him alone. And Igor said, no, maybe we shouldn't go, Walter. Yeah, I said, if you go and beat him up, we don't want to see you here. No, boys, they think, but said no. They changed their mind.
Well, we told them no. The reason there was there was a whole compound there. The guy that owned the owner of that factory where I worked, he had out in about 6 kilometers out of town, whole compound. And there was about 3 or 4 buildings on that,
Oh, yeah,
and his
yeah.
villa where he lived, and his family, and what I was going to say. And then when already war ended and Americans were staying on that compound there, they pulled tanks
Yeah,
in
American
and
was
everything.
there, yeah.
They have they chased him out after he refused to take a Hitler picture out, and they beat him up, and so he went to the German people, because quite a few Germans worked for his factory lived in that compound there, and the German told us, Auslanders, foreigners.
Because they were so good already.
They said, well, you know what this our boss said, this your boss said? He said that American will be chased out of here and Hitler will come back and he'll really fix you up.
That's why you want to go.
That. So we figured that we'll go and beat the hell out of him. But that was, pardon me and him, both of us, yeah. He was sort of standing in front of his house. We approached him and he said, I said, did you say that, and he always.
Yeah, he watched you.
Yeah,
And
they were watching from other building there, just a few yards away. And I said, did you tell to so and so that the Hitler is coming back and all that, and that he will really fix us up and he will really treat us very badly, when he comes back and American will retreat, Hitler will come up with the new arms, he was talking that he was planning to have atom bomb and he will, he will, well, they probably believe that. And he said, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I know that this war is over almost. Well, probably it was another week over and the war was over. Americans and everybody was in Berlin already pretty well. But he said no. So we figured. And then we found out that Germans that didn't like him just as much as the ones that worked for him. They didn't like him any more than we did. So he figured, well, maybe talk to these Ausländer, let him beat up, So they invented that story, sort of.
Yeah.
But anyway, this was the story.
We were staying there.
My father told me that he had been beaten many times.
Oh yeah.
When did that take place?
Well, must be
at work, where he was probably
maybe at work, or maybe at that time, maybe at that time when they were arresting him, or if he was in concentration camp. They beat him. There was no.
He was lucky to be that run away from there.
If he did, I bet you, if he didn't run away, he would be dead.
He would be dead.
He would never survive the war.
German
Either he would be blown by the bomb.
You know what German did when I was in Magdeburg, because he was in town. All those prisoners, Magdeburg, in one place I know we used to go, and when he take a train, I used to go and see if that train left or bombed and there's a prisoner, big building, and what they did, they opened the door, prisoner door, and Germans sitting both sides, and prisoner running, and they just machine gun him. Who's lucky, who's,
got shot right there.
Yeah, that's.
Well, that was
the prisoners before, the slave workers. They were shooting who? The people like you?
No.
Those people from prisoners.
In jail. They opened a jail up, and they.
No, that time already left.
No, but
if he was there, he could be one of them.
They opened it up so that they could
You
run, and then
right, that's right.
They opened it because already Americans told
they knew that they were there, but in the meantime,
they called them escaped.
That's right, escaped the prisoners.
Okay.
And lots of them, because when we started walking there, and they said don't walk, because there's one guy or so, they said it's terrible there, because they still the Germans still hiding all around the houses, and they're shooting like crazy. Anyway, we were staying in that town for
how long did my father and mother know each other, and how long were they courting before he was put into prison?
Oh, it wasn't very long.
Not very long.
It wasn't very long, maybe a few months.
Okay, a few months, then
yeah.
the prison, and then the
And
escape.
then
Yeah.
prison, then escape, and then hiding, in
Yeah.
one place there for a few days, for a week maybe, and then
Yeah,
hiding
then-
in our
yeah.
place for, I bet you, about month and a half or so, when he was hiding under the bed all the time. Well, he was during the daytime only. After, when we came from work already, so he was sort of, he will get up and he will mingle with us, and one of us will watch so this boss wouldn't come in. If he come in, he will have to duck into the under bed again, because he would say, "What are you doing here?" He knew us, all of us that worked for him. So, but then eventually he went and found a job with that farmer, in that.
Yeah, that's
So
It's
when you
hard
worked-
to-
when you worked at the nuts and bolts factory,
Yeah.
yeah.
you lived where? You lived with another group of.
And that's
Yeah, you know, our group, all nuts and bolts factory, all people lived in this compound where this our owner
Oh,
had
okay.
that villa and about 3 or 4 apartment blocks.
The guy
That
with the
people-
7 kids.
Yeah, with 7 kids, and he had a bunch of Germans that lived there because they worked there, and about 25 of us that worked there, and then eventually the girls came in towards the end. That's
Yeah.
that's when they scared the dad out, because we were for a long time, till our factory was bombed out in Magdeburg. Girls lived in a different camp, and we lived where we lived, in that village. But when the factory was bombed out, and German and our boss decided to move the factory to his compound where he lived there, he had the empty building there, and he decided to move all the machinery and everything to this, and we worked there for about 4 or 5 days. He ran the gas line and everything, power, and outfitted, and he was trying to continue production in this new place. But it lasted maybe 4 or 5 days, it might be a week, and then the Americans came, so this was end of that. So
Now, what month did you and my mother go to Germany together?
it's 1942.
1942. You went together.
Oh yeah, they took whole really like a village of all the age of girls and boys, and the big train came and they pick us and put us in that train. It's no window, it's just like a
box cars, that's all.
Yeah.
How did they choose who would go?
Oh, they know they because they have a guy in the office.
In a village office, they
Village
have,
office,
and
he knows
they
the age and
They know,
name and
okay.
everybody and that age.
All of that age had to go.
All that
age.
younger 1 year or older 1 year.
What
Boys,
year?
1920, 1925, 1926, 1924.
Everyone born at
Not
that time.
younger than 1926 or 7.
So what age
And old.
is 16?
We were
15?
that time 14, 15.
from 15,
Yeah.
say 14, 15,
Yeah.
16.
And boys, not very many boys, because boys they took Russian to army,
There was not very many boys. There were not many boys because Russian organized.
Had already taken them.
Already
They taken
yeah.
into the army.
Yeah, but girls, boys, few boys, well, not very many, but few boys. The rest of the girls, all those girls, and they put us in that train.
So they just let your family know that you had to come, and then what? You packed some
They
clothes
sent us a little note.
and
You
had-
have to go and
Yeah.
register in
That
the
was.
office.
And you expected you were going to be gone for
Oh,
just a few months, and then
They told us we're gonna be there for 3 months till war is over.
3 months.
Yeah, that's what.
And then
We
you could
left
return.
everything. We said we'll be back, finish school. Yeah, we never come back. And I have a dream like that, and then I went to my grandma, and I told her that dream.
When Germans came to, occupy territory, they put up big placard signed there
Oh, that's
with a regulation that we are under work
yeah,
work measure act.
that's right.
And everything that we order or military government orders have to be executed, otherwise you will be punished severely. And that applies to everybody. When you
yeah.
got the ticket that you have to appear to
That's right.
Germany,
Yeah.
there is no escape. You will
Because
be
lots of family, they wanna hide their kids. Oh, we're gonna send you to the town, someplace real small
or
place,
hide you
hide
to
you, hide
to
you
Guido's
someplace.
place.
But you know, German don't really know, but those guy who sent us letter, they know.
They know who was there, who wasn't
Yeah,
there.
Local,
because
local.
They took us all to the. We actually live on a Likhachova. It was on a station. Our train go by our houses.
Oh, we were right there. You know, we stopped at the train
Yeah.
station.
Our house, it's a train. Our house, through that.
Do they, by the way, excuse me,
Through the road, there's our house. We live there. Anina house, next, our house, and then like a lot, and there Nina house on the corner. But I live right when train comes, when all the soldier come. This train sometimes was so long, it stopped by our house, and we were waiting. We go there and talking, and that's when all the kids and all we went, took us to that Likhachova and put us in that train, and all family, mother and all crying, everybody, they just put a little bit soloma,
Straw.
you know, and like animals, and no window, nothing, close that door. Everybody crying, it's a small window in that little wagon just on top. We just
boxcar?
crying and all that, and and took us to the to Peremishli, I think,
Polish town.
Polish town. Took us there.
How long a ride was that?
Oh, I don't know. That's about
We
the
don't
day.
even really know how
About
long.
the
We were
day.
kids, we were crying, we were just.
Did they
But they stop
feed
and
you,
they
bath
stop
and
in
No, no.
Peremishli. No, they just. Well, they didn't do anything. Just when we stopped in Poland, they opened the door. We were kind of. And you know, they guarding us because it's. But then they took us to the big room. They give us shower. I think it was not. It's in Poland. It was in Germany. I think it was in Poland.
In Poland,
Yeah,
Peremyśl.
and then again they take that same train. They took us to the Magdeburg. It's supposed to be.
That's on the road. They stopped down there in Polish town of Peremyśl, and they sort of get everybody, take a shower, boys were cut their hair. I was cut, sort of
like a
my
priest.
hair was cut, to a brush cut.
And put that powder to us, so-called
And put the
disinfectant.
disinfectant, and put back on the train after next day. And away you go. And you didn't know where the train will stop. And stop in Magdeburg in our
We
case.
stop in Magdeburg, take us to Junkers. That big factory, Junkers make aeroplane.
Oh.
Some Junkers, Magdeburg, Junkers.
With a J.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was so many brought that time, and that boss from the shoe fabric, he need 3 girls. He went there when we just arrived, and he told that, he said he need 3 girls. It's like a
It's like a
in
recruiting.
neggers buying things like
yeah.
yeah,
slaves.
yeah.
Slave
He
labor.
need 3 girls. Who comes? Nina said she comes. Marika, she lives in our house. She said, I said, I don't know, I don't wanna. Boss said, well, I don't know. I said, okay. Взял 2. Told me to Nina and Marika. Then I was there, they send us and give us mattresses and pillows. We supposed to be filled up with straw. That's our bed. We start crying.
No
and
springs.
we start crying and all that. And then Nina came. Nina came. Said, Ducha, you better come where I can.
Stick together.
Stick together. And my place it's better. Bus, it's And I said, okay. So I went there, and they still calling my name. Girl said who was there. They still calling your name than in Junkers. But I already was in shoe fabric, three of us. He said 3 girls in it. And he was okay to us. I mean, he did best he can. But that's where we live. They are kind of bad. He used to said he said if you wanna work 1 hour overtime, I gonna bake you baked potatoes each one. That's what we were working overtime for 1 potatoes.
Did they give you money to spend?
What you gonna spend for?
Well, you said like you were courting and doing.
He
Well, you probably, I had a little more
he got
money.
more money.
I was paid a little better, you know, so because I wasn't
First time
Osterby.
they give us three marks.
3
or whatever,
marks,
2
yeah.
marks a week. Me, Nina, let's because they told us we only gonna be 3 months there. And we said, well, let's go. There was some like a Walmart there, big
Store.
like, let's go and buy something for our mom. And because they always ask us to crochet things, I used to hate that crochet. I said, I'm gonna go and buy. And when we come home, I'll give it to her, and then they have to tell me to do that. And Nina said, well, maybe you should go and buy some stockings and things, because everything was in store that time. Okay, we went there. Nina ordered that and that and that and that. She put everything, that lady in. And one German owner, I guess, of that store came and said, did you ask them they have a marks?
Not money, but
Not money, but marks.
coupons,
Coupons.
Ration.
ration coupons.
Because we, Osterbeiter, we don't have that.
Good and bad.
They don't give us that. But we did know. We came, oh boy, we have quite a few things. And she said, did you have that? And we said, no. She took everything back. Then we find out nothing we can do. She gave us $3, 3 marks, nothing. All we spend it on the carousel. Let's go and have a carousel.
Okay.
And buy a few little necklace, cheap one kind of. That's all you can. When it's cold, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of cold here.
So who fed you then? Where did you get food to eat?
Oh, they gave us food. They
did
gave
give
us.
you at the factory
They,
then.
they give us when we work. They give us that much bread
And a big potato.
for a whole week, and about that thick marmalade for a whole week,
baked
and a
potato
little
for
bit
overtime.
jam, and we ate that in one day.
So what did
We
you
come
eat?
to the factory, me and Nina, we put, and all the German look and said, look, they eat so much, and the rest of them they're hungry. He give us that potatoes. They bring us some kind of marmalade or sugar or something. That's all we eat. We don't have, but we had one lady, girls working in her house, in that bus house, and she steals some carrots, beets, and we make borscht. One time we figure we're gonna make a borscht, but we have two small window. We have to put blankets, so because she have to light supposed to be out at 9 o'clock. So we just put that in. We found a big pail, like a from marmalade kind of box. We decided we steal some little bit woods and from her yard. We
Because there
decide
was
to
a
make
wood
12 of us
burning
girls
stove.
make a borscht.
Wood burning stove, you know.
Yeah, and we have a wood
There
burning
was no
stove.
gas
so
or
cold. We
ele-
had cement, floor, cement walls. It was a storage room, like for potato something.
A
That's where we were
warehouse.
living. And one little small lights there, just so we can. Well, we made that borscht, all right. It's no meat, nothing, just whatever, because we were so hungry. And one time find out that she come and she took that borscht from us.
Oh,
Yeah.
After you cooked it.
She took it and she put it outside, beside her door outside, and she have a 2 dog.
Oh.
And that dog don't even wanna smell that borscht. That borscht was staying there till rotten. She threw in the garbage.
Oh.
She don't give us to eat. That's how life. And now they said, oh, Jew have all this, they suffering, they were in concentration. We suffering, nobody knows how suffering is. And they brought that kapusta on that with worms, live worms. And I was, and she have a big table, one table from whole room, like, and she put that, her son put over here, and I look, and then I threw that, like, no, they go right through. And he took to me and all that bus came and all that make a noise. I said, you know what? I told her, that lady, you know, I wish Russian come here. I don't like Russian, but I know Russians coming, Russian, but America not gonna hurt her. But I said, I wish Russian come here, and you and your son live in this room. Then you remember us. And that happened. Russian come. Magdeburg was 50 years under Russian.
Yeah.
And I said, that's my word. I told her, I said, nothing. I said, you know what? I have a mothers and fathers like you. And you like your son and you like your daughter. But I said, we are kids. We have a parents too. And look what you doing to us. We are arguing with Nina all the time. That's why she don't like us. But those girls who working with her, they afraid of her. Because they, you know, but we don't work with
They
her.
are more dependent on
We-
her.
Our boss paying her to stay there, you know. We call like renters, you know.
Yeah, borders.
Boarding, yeah. And she didn't like us. But I told her, I wish, last time уже when
You are shit
you know,
disturber.
American уже closing. I said, I wish. Boy, she didn't like that. But I bet you she remember long as she lived that word I told her.
What was my mother like? You know.
Your mother very nice and quiet and very sensible girl.
Not like you.
But
It
no,
sounded
no,
like you were sort of a leader, sort of.
no, she was a leader.
She was.
I always depend on her. We always go and she tell me, Duся tu стоим, Duся седаем, Duся tu. But come to the boyfriend, I was the leader. Because, no, this was story. That was long story, but she kind of quiet and she kind of couldn't, but I used to go with him already. No, I used to have another boyfriend, but they put him in jail. They put him тоже in jail. He was working there. He was there. By meantime, he was in jail. I met him, and I didn't really go for him. He always standing on the corner, and I always walked by. And Nina said, "Well, what's the matter? Why don't you even say hello to Walter?" I said, "I don't want him." You know, and she said, "Well, he's a nice-looking boy. He's a quiet. I wish I have a boyfriend like that." But Nina kind of tall and nice. I said, well, then we get used to it, and I start, you know, he's quiet, but he got.
Well, that's not
He
the
go to
story.
the show and all that, and Nina, she have one man kind of boy, and I didn't like that boy, and I said,
That
"Nina,
wasn't your business.
not my business. She's my girl friend." I said, Nina, you know, she said, well, he's not bad. I said, listen, I think he have a wife and kids at home. No, because he's an older one.
Yeah.
Nina said, well, I don't know, I'm not that lucky as you. You always. I said, well, just a minute. You kind of so. And then we met the Ihor. And Ihor used to go with my friend Vera. She used to live down in that town where we left. It's dark. She's a dark, nice, like a gypsy. But she used to go with Ihor. But somehow that didn't work out. Ihor kind of upset. He come to me, he said, you know what, Dusia? Because he know me through the Walter. We already going. You know, Dusia, don't trust those dark girls anymore. They're, because he met Vera, he don't want to go. I said, don't worry, Ihor. And I said, yeah, yeah, you know, and Nina, you know, I figure, I said, Walter, you know what? We have to meet Ihor and Nina. How are we gonna do that? We have a book. Nina like to read books, right? And read. Well, that's all we used to do, read books. And Ihor used to go to
Library.
library, take the
Ukraine
books.
library.
And I said, Ihor, be like that book. Nina said, Ihor said, okay, you have that book, and Nina finish that book, then I'll come and pick up that book. That's how it started.
Well, how did you guys have a Ukrainian library all set
That's
up?
Yeah, in a
German.
Ukrainian club.
That's Ukrainian.
Well, that was
one.
quite a club. You set it up.
Yeah, there was a club.
I don't know
Yeah.
where he got that books. Where you got
But
those
I
guys?
mean, how did you set all this
To
up?
Ihor, I mean, boy,
And
you
the
see, boys in
war.
his Halitsi, they
No,
have
you see, there was lots of people from Western Ukraine who were in Germany
Already?
before the war
I
even.
see. So there was
And-
a little back
Yeah, there was a little background there. There were none from not from Eastern Ukraine, from Soviet Ukraine, but from Polish side on the Western Ukraine. There were lots of people working there, and then when we came, they had already a club there. They had a sort of a, they call it,
He always bring the book. He always bring
and
the
then
book.
they had, as I say, they had a little orchestra, and they had occasionally.
They doing not bad there.
No, that was we
No,
were.
I'm just surprised because you couldn't have set it up while you were a prisoner.
No, no,
Right,
no,
that's what I
no.
was wondering, how that
Yeah.
worked.
No. The people were there, and we were we
You cold, huh?
some
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm shifting.
Zmrzło вже.
some people, you know, there were some people there. We say
No, that's how Nina and Vihor met, and they just fit each other. Nina quiet, nice, and I mean she was Ihor kind of you know he's very open. He more talkable and more kind of
jovial guy.
like not like him. He always kind of quiet and
Yeah.
but
No, because I let you talk.
nah, not true.
Okay, back to the story now, because now
Yeah.
you had just gotten together as the war is ending and
Yeah, war is
just
ending.
Charles Alter again.
War is an ending.
Walter come to pick me up.
I came down to Magdeburg, as I said, when I was watching when the city was bombed from a distance, and I figured probably nobody is left alive down there the way they were bombing there for a whole week. And then after they, on the radio, they say that American took Magdeburg already. Magdeburg capitulated, you know.
Yeah.
So American,
This what, April maybe? of
they said the April 25th or something like that, because when what his name, Roosevelt died.
May.
Yeah. No, May is when.
May 6th was completely already capitulation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
May, I
But that
remember.
was, this was about couple weeks before that. You know, when Magdeburg was occupied by Americans to the river Elbe. And they couldn't cross the river because the German blew up all the bridges there. And the American Third Army started building bridge down there, main bridge, you know, for their army to cross the river. And so I went to Magdeburg and I met her. Fortunately, somehow I went down there to find out where she worked and where she was supposed to be with Ihor, you know, hiding down there. And she was there. Anyway, we met and I said, well, let's go to our place because what are you going to do here? The factory is already, you know, working and all that. I say, let's go to where I live. There's lots of room because all the Germans left and there's lots of empty spaces there in that apartment. I said, we can live down there. And lots of other girls came down there. And so that's what I, you know, and then we took Ihor and Nina the same, you know.
No, Nina, just a minute.
Yes,
Nina come same time I come?
yeah, Nina came a couple days. We went down there and I said that you go on right today, and I said, you, Ihor, I said, and Nina, you come tomorrow or whatever. And they packed up and next day they came down there.
From the farm.
From that farm.
They left, they don't
But
know
that
what.
wasn't exactly farm.
It's not,
That's a acres in the outskirts of a big city.
But that's where my father was hidden,
Yes,
and now my mother was there.
right. And then we went when I, you know, found her that she was alive, because that's after they sitting in that
You said-
bunker
you said
and
when you
eating these rotten eggs. So
That's
you know
all right,
they
that's
survive.
all right.
They survive. You know, and bomb didn't kill him. So I said, well, okay, let's get out of here, because there was not much to do in that city. You know, everything was burning and everything was shut. So we went to Magdeburg. I mean to Dodendorf from Magdeburg.
Yeah.
And the next day, Ihor and Nina came because they knew that we were there. And they came there and we settled down there. And we stayed there.
When you want to go beat up.
Yeah, that's where we have little thing that we were trying to beat on our boss.
Anyway, we don't stay there very long because that time. No,
We stay.
Yeah. Because
We stayed
But this is
there.
after the Americans now. This is after
Yeah,
the
that's Americans are already, we are under American.
we
There was
already under America.
there was no, war was still going on in Berlin or right around Berlin, but we were already, we didn't feel any war or anything. We were free as far as that goes.
Yeah, I don't know if I have. They were staying. We staying in that room, three of girls, Nina, yeah, and they were stealing. There was right on the tray, and there's a big wax with the spiritus, with the whiskey.
Alcohol.
Alcohol, and they figured they're gonna steal
That's
that.
a Polish spiritus, isn't it?
That the Polish
Yeah.
guy have accordion. That
No, na говориш spirit po polski
Po
jest.
Polski. Anyway, they steal that spirit and hiding
That's alcohol.
alcohol.
There
And
was-
American used to come, they are out, boys used to be, Nina and then Vera, and
Well, whatever.
And anyway, we know where they hiding that spirits, and American
Alcohol.
come because you have this schnapps, have coffee, chocolate, and I said, yeah, we have schnapps. We steal it from them. We steal that schnapps, give it to American. They give us chocolate, they give us soap for washing, and we have chocolate and cookies. And instead of that, just we stealing. We don't want them to know. We put
We had a
water.
big milk can, about 10-gallon milk can. We had about 3 or 4 because when train was hauling spirit, there's alcohol to the front, or wherever. And when war, this railroad was attacked, station, and this train, this big, cistern, like
Tank.
tank car, was shot with shrapnels, and a spirit was pouring out of it. And the guy said, well, here, so you can smell, because the alcohol was pouring down and you can smell the, alcohol. And the guy said, that worked with us, he said, well, you go and catch that alcohol. So what are you going to catch? You had probably a little can like that, and we figured, well, we go to farmer and steal milk cans. They have, and we took about 5 or 6 milk cans,
Yeah.
and went down there and,
Yeah, but you divide. You don't have that much.
oh yeah, we had,
How come?
we
Every time American come and want schnapps, we give him schnapps. Instead, that put some water, and we put so much water in that one milk can, so it's nothing but the water. He's American.
It was diluted.
Yeah, boys bring in American 2 or so soldier. Said, oh, we have schnapps. They don't speak English, but they,
They,
Anyway, they were brothers, American, and we watching kind of. But we didn't know that the water's already there. We never tasted. We just keep pouring water there.
Getting water.
taking a quarter out and put the quarter of water in there.
Boy, when that American tasted that was water, they were so mad at them, just about killed me. Upon Litsky there, and boys don't know what to
Well,
say.
and we didn't know what happened, what happened to the whiskey. It was such a strong whiskey a week ago, and all of a sudden it diluted to nothing. It just, mainly water. And they say, well, they didn't say then, but these Americans figured that we were trying to cheat them,
Cheat them, they were mad.
And because they paid, they gave them
I don't know how
chocolate.
they figure out. How we...
Well, you admit that that's
yeah,
what you...
but how you explain American guy
Well,
in
We
English?
just gave them our money back.
No, they don't have money. They just
We-
calling them for a good,
Chocolates for
Yeah. No, they give you some
Somehow.
chocolate or
Well, they
whatever.
have chocolate. Well,
Well,
they probably American figure out. So be the one who give them well, schnapp
they,
the
they,
figure
they
out
dilute that water.
What happened now is are you, what side of the Elba are you on? Are you still on
we
the
are
east side?
we are still on the west side of Alba.
Yeah.
Or you never were crossed over to the east?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Not
you
yet,
did- you
wait.
did cross.
Not yet, wait.
Oh, okay.
We were staying in that place for a while.
Because that's where
Then,
we work on that
American
west
have
side.
agreement. Russian told the American, you have to give all to us, all Ausländers, all those Ostarbeiters.
Our citizens.
They are citizens. They want to go home. Of course, Americans knows. I mean, German somebody know where we live, and we know they are already somebody, and we already live right.
There's
on
another
the,
roundup for this.
yeah.
The first was the
and we were
German.
lucky. We just left, but half an hour left that room, and we ran to there's the trains there. Empty. We live on the station, right? And we sit in that wagon, and we watching when American got to that room looking for us, and that German said they were
And,
here. What
and,
happened
and
to them?
Russian too.
And Russian, they looking for.
They were
The
just.
stupid American. They wanna give. They think we really wants to go home. They believe. They
The
believe.
Russian.
American believe.
And you already knew that the Russians were not happy.
We.
Well,
You
we
already
were.
knew you didn't want to go back.
Oh no no
Is that
no!
where you
We
did?
definitely we figured we're not gonna go,
No.
you know, under Russian rule,
That's,
you know.
That's
Okay.
yeah. Because they why we
Well, wasn't
time
just the Americans?
time we staying
Pardon?
in that.
Well, Churchill was involved in that.
Well, I know, but whoever all
All alliance, American and English and Francouz and all
they
together,
sort of made the
together.
agreement that everybody
made
will be
agreement.
repatriated to their home country.
How we decide to stay? Because
No, no,
lots
that,
of, чи то там було, чи вже на другому
no,
місці.
that was
People running away. When то вже було, як ми вже втікли. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. We were, that train took us to what town? We were,
So actually, what we did from that where we lived, I lived for 3 years, and Ihor and Nina and we all lived for about I don't know couple months. When they came to our town place, to that Dodendorf, Selos, the village, and Americans and a Russian repatriation commission came to pick up all their citizens, you know, because they found out that there is a few citizens of their own down there. And we, as she said, we escaped about half an hour. We
Yeah.
got the wind of that they were coming for us. So we escaped, went to a train, and train pulled out and went another 30 kilometers away to the
that's what I
different
want to know. Them is Upenelis.
Auschesleben.
Ashrosleben. And we met all those guys from Magdeburg who used to work with us and all that. They
were
ran
already-
away from Russian long time ago from that Magdeburg. But we kind of, you know, and then we were staying there for a while. All the still, and then what happened? They took Russian.
And
move
then
in.
and we figured that we will be safe. Excuse me,
Safe.
we will be safe for a while there.
Yeah.
And
Then they have
and then
exchange.
and
America's supposed to
then
be moved.
and then
And give it to Russia, Berlin and everything.
under Potsdam Agreement, you know,
Remember, you
they
know?
they were straightening out the border east.
Yeah, and we
and that's
early in the
the-
morning, I get up, Nina, I said, Nina, I hear that orchestra, Russian orchestra, boom, 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 like army. I said, Igor, Walter came, I said, it's a Russian here. Walter, Igor said, what are you talking? Walter, what are you talking? I said, it's a Russian or music. It's Russian here.
You recognize the song.
I recognize the music, that Dukhova orchestra they used to call.
that,
Igor and Walter said, let's go find out. They went there and here's the Russian marching. All, you know,
Whatever, Russian
and Igor
army.
came and back and he said, I never forget that. He said like that and he started crying. And he said, I don't mind to be an army. I don't mind putting army, but that army like I see now, I don't wanna go there. I don't, and we already trapped. We already Russian took us, and we said that they don't touch us. Because they're already in. Meantime, it's still UNRWA helping us. They used to give us lots of food, America.
UNRWA.
United Nations Refugee Organization.
They were helping.
They used to give
Oh yeah,
us
they
every
were, well,
week.
they were feeding up the same as right now.
Right
all
now,
these,
yeah.
all
They
this.
used to
Where
give
was
us
it?
big shinka,
Was
you
it
know,
the
big
Red Cross?
No, that's
half
that's not.
a
That's
big of
a
the
special
They
organization.
used to
You
go
know,
and
refugee.
get that shinka. And Igor used to have a cat like, you know, like a Russian or something. He used to like some, anyway. They walking with that shinka, you know, on the pleasure because
Ham,
it's a
big ham.
big ham anyway. But we have already two in the closet because we can't eat that much. American give us so much, and they walk in and Ruski officer, a Russian officer, see them, and he called us. Well, the Walter, where did you steal that? Where you steal? You said, no, we didn't steal. American give us. He said, real? He said, yeah, come over in our house. I'll give you into that room. So he come to our room, and I was there, Nina, and he was eating. We gave him whole shinka, and I said, you can have another one. And he got, oh boy, who gave you all that? I said, American gave us. Oh boy, and I kind of I said, when we going home? Because we know we already. I just want to find out what. And he said, девушка, in Russian. Так долго, як ти їси ту шинку, don't go home. Stay, каже, ну, не рвися додому. Так
Don't
довго
rush home when, as long as you have that kind of a service here from America.
And Igor said, son of a
But
gun,
the Americans start to retreat already. You know, the Russian took over, so they slowly are moving out. So it cut our supply of ham.
and they come with the big trucks and loaded us in the trucks and take us over that elbow. And they
And
There was a bridge there now?
yeah,
they
there was
built that bridge.
on the new over that new American built bridge, you know,
Oh.
and right on
They
the other
took us
side.
to that big campfire all around, Russian soldiers all around, and big sign and music. Родина вас ждет, плаче, матушка виглядає, плаче. Ми всі так
Mother waiting for you,
They
you know,
took us
sort of
there,
a
and
kind
half
of a.
of those boys, they already took arrest them, but nobody knows. They would take them, put in jail someplace where was it? No, it was those older guy, because we always call him Pan Переводчик,
Well,
because he used to know German, you know, English, якось то було.
German.
And they call him just for a joke. And they thought he's just kind of he was
He was Nazi.
sympathetic to a German.
They figured
arrested
he
right
was.
away.
They figured accuse him of being Nazi collaborator when they found out that the Jews called him, you are a translator, you know,
Yeah,
our
yeah.
translator, our translator.
Yeah,
And the
that's
Russian
when we got to
KGB heard that and he say, who is the translator? Oh, this guy. Oh, well, arrest him right away, you know, because they figured that he was a German collaborator, you know.
Yeah, then we are
But-
trapped. They
but-
took us to that camp. Boys, they decide they're gonna take them to Berlin. They're supposed to be marching to Berlin
On foot.
on foot. American, they said we'll give you
Transport.
transport. Russian said no, they gonna walk. Yeah, that's what. Girls, they still staying there, but boys, they have to put them to army.
Well, they were, in other words, if your age, you know, was, you know, supposed to be mobilized, you know, so you were subject to mobilization because war was still in Japan,
Yeah, they still
you
take
know,
them to Japan.
and the Russian were already, you know, joining the, you know, Japanese war, you know, so they
Yeah.
need people,
Yeah.
you know, down to
Yeah.
take them to Japan.
Anyway, but that's not all. They have to walk, you know, and give them dry food, kind of dry like, I don't know, all those dry, half like porridge, things like that.
Dehydrated.
Yeah, they put in rucksacks and here they go. And then put them in a line, and they try to train them, like, you know, like
But
army.
this was all guys now.
All guys.
And what did they do with
No,
them?
Oh, we
no,
still,
girls
we
You're
still,
girls were still watching how we were
we were
trained.
watching how they train them. He said,
Yeah.
налево,
Oh, yeah, the same
а ми всі
training.
один на другого, а ми в сміх.
What was that?
Well, that's
What?
yeah. They're training them.
Yeah.
Well, but you know, the civilian first, first week or something like that, they army, yeah, like sergeant yells,
And they like a
left,
sheep. They
and
don't
they,
know no army
and the one guy
training.
turns left,
They
the
said-
other one turns right, and all that. But
and
this
they said,
isn't.
They said, 1, 2, 3. А той, або це, і той повторює те все. Ти кажи 4. Або така, наліво, один на другого, направо, один туди. А ви лафі, а він, девушки, забирайтесь, розганяв нас. Anyway.
Girls,
Meantime, they training them, we were watching them, they start saying, and meantime, they have a horses outside
Army-
the camp.
army.
Have a horses, they need somebody to look after horses. And
but
somehow,
idea is, just a minute before that.
no, I wanna say before that, почекай, Ігор, because він уже не був в армії.
No, I know, I know.
Looking for a guy to look after horse outside the camp. They have some horses there. Igor said, I'll go, they take him.
He
said,
volunteered to
he
go there
volunteered
look
go
after
horses, Russian horses look after in stable.
in a stable,
Stable,
right.
because then he can go inside
And they'll
outside
give him
in the camp.
give him a
We have a
pass.
pass.
We figure, well, we have to have somebody that will have a pass to get out of the
And we
camp, because otherwise we'll never escape from that unless we get some kind of a pass that will have a contact from people
anyway,
outside.
and he's not supposed to be go to Berlin. He's already working with Russian horses.
He was a,
But he's still training. And one
But
day
I was-
they said they're gonna,
they said that
have to go.
2
And
days.
Walter said, well, he said, I'm sick, I have to go see a doctor and all that.
I said that I can walk for
can walk.
120 kilometers. I got flat feet. And they say you go to a doctor and he'll check you out, and So I went to a doctor, Russian army doctor, and he checked me out and he said, nothing wrong with you. You can walk. I said, I can't. Well, he said, if you fall down or you left behind, there will be truck behind and pick all these cripples and haul them together, and no more. But I said, give me a receipt that I will stay, because the reason I want to stay, because we have idea to escape. I don't want to go farther east, I want to go west. And
Yeah,
there's,
but
You told the doctor that?
no, I didn't,
I didn't say that.
I
But what
didn't.
happened? What make us mad in that camp? The Russian, they were really mean to us. He said, you working for Hitler, you are the traitors and me. I said to him, listen, to one Russian soldier. I said, listen, my father, and Nina said, my father someplace fighting too, and my brothers, and as Germany took us. And we were left alone, kids. What do you think? Oh, no, you all go to Siberia. You all go to Siberia. And they come and they said, well, you're not going home. You all go. And they told us, you go, Nina, maybe you like to, because there's Elba and nice summer. We always lay down there in the sun. And Russian came and said, you go and clean that place. They making
Clean
a
the
place for
beach.
meeting. And there is that width like that high. We have to pull that by hand. And Nina said, I'm not gonna go. And I said, we have enough with German, treat us like that. And you are supposed to be вызволители наши. You're supposed to be
Liberator.
our brothers. And you tell us to do all that? We're not gonna go. And he was staying beside, we staying there, laying there, and he's shooting with that pistol. Раз, два, три, all that. And
In
we
the
don't
air.
move. We don't move. And he said, we're not gonna tell. He said, we're not gonna tell you what's going on there, and tell the girls not to tell what's going on. I said, I don't know, I wanna know what you're gonna tell. That's the meeting.
At the
That's
meeting.
the propaganda. I don't wanna see, and all that. Anyway, that make us mad, And then we go to Elpa, little bit swim, and all those lots of people, lots of boys dead, because they tried to swim over the Elba,
Yeah.
and
And they drown.
And they drown. And Ruski said, no, материали купаются, тонут, because the poor guy could make it. Oh, that was because people tried to run away. And they could make it. So that's what make us, and he told us, we all gonna go to Siberia, you're not gonna go home. And Igor Walter said, no, we have to do something. We have to run from here. No, how? Igor have a pass. We don't have a pass. So how we gonna? And there's another bridge you have to again cross the street. Even if you have to cross, it's still Russian there. But we already are not in the camp. We already on the free. We can hide someplace there. You know, we can go to Polish camp.
And we that was city of Magdeburg.
Hold it there.